Nothing screams the Philippines more than this big monster. Over the past 70 years, since shortly after World War II, these behemoths of the road have rolled up and down the streets of this country. They are an iconic symbol of this land, a testament to its citizens' uncanny ability to make something from almost nothing and make it serve them in a whole new way. It's the Jeepney, a proud Pinoy creation and a national symbol of the Philippines. But could it be going away? We'll explore that possibility today on Escape to the Philippines. Class is in session. Back in the 1940s, Jeeps began appearing in the Philippines. They were a useful tool of the U.S. infantry, which needed a low-profile but powerful four-wheel drive vehicle in its war effort. Almost 650,000 of these vehicles were produced during World War II. One of the manufacturers was Willys Overland Motors, a forerunner of Chrysler Motor Corporation. According to the website of the MacArthur Memorial in Norfolk, Virginia, General Dwight D. Eisenhower once attributed the Allied victory to four things, one of which was the Jeep. When the U.S. Army left the Philippines after the end of the war, the ambitious and thrifty Filipinos converted them into a system of public transportation. The Filipinos lengthened the body, added a roof to protect from the intense sun, and installed bench seats along both sides. The classic Jeepney, or Jeep as many just call it, has open windows on both sides for ventilation, and the back end is open to allow easy access and exit. The aisle down the middle is narrow, so watch your step, and if you are already seated, make sure nobody steps on your toes. Oh, and duck when you get in because they are not tall. Jeepneys come in various sizes. The classic Jeepney will hold 15 to 25 passengers. A great start to a joke might be, how many Filipinos can you fit in a Jeepney? In my experience, I have shared a Jeepney with 19 other Filipinos, a driver and conductor, and one live chicken. A Jeepney is easy to spot coming down the road. It's huge compared to most of the traffic, like cars, motorcycles, and tricycles. And some are pretty colorful too. Some owners and operators give them lavish designs and paint jobs. Sometimes it is Catholic imagery. Other times it might be a cartoon character. Anything to stand out. I don't often ride a Jeepney. I guess I'm a little soft in my old age, but they are an interesting experience. You need to not be concerned about being in close proximity to others, because during peak times you are going to be sitting butt to butt with your fellow passengers, and one or two might even be hanging on the back of the Jeepney because there's no room left inside. I once felt the need to apologize to a young woman next to me as I was trying to get my fare out of my pants pocket, lest she think I was getting fresh with her. Instead, I usually take a tricycle, which is a motorbike with a small, semi-covered sidecar. It's still a bit cramped and more expensive, but I like having my own ride that I don't have to share with a couple dozen strangers. So what is the procedure in riding a Jeepney? Well, first, of course, you have to find one. In the cities, there are designated Jeepney terminals as a starting point, where they are lined up and waiting for passengers to fill them. But that's not the only place you can find a Jeepney. They roam the streets from morning until late evening, and potential passengers can often flag them down at certain intersections or busy places like schools or malls. But of course, you have to know where the Jeepney is going. There are a couple of ways to do that. They will have a placard in the front windshield depicting their designation. Painted on both sides also are the Jeepney's major stops. Being ever the cautious one, I still will ask the driver to make sure it stops at my intended destination. Upon entering the Jeepney, you might have to ask the driver the amount of the fare. Don't worry, it's cheap. The minimum fare on a classic Jeepney is 13 pesos. That's about 25 cents. And I have ridden several times from my home on the far east edge of Malolo City to meet friends on the far west side for about 50 pesos, less than $1. As people enter and get settled, you will hear them say, "Bayad po," which means payment, sir. They then pass along the fare to other passengers who deliver it to the driver or his assistant. If you have change coming, he will say, "Suki," and return your change, again through the hands of the other passengers. Don't be worried about not getting your change back. Filipinos consider this a solemn social contract. Now, there are no designated stops on a Jeepney route. You can be reasonably sure they're going to stop at schools, colleges, markets, malls, and other major businesses. However, if you see your destination, just call out "Para na," which means this is it. The driver stops and you exit the back of the vehicle, being careful not to get struck by passing traffic. Oh, and once again, don't forget to duck. This icon or symbol of the Philippines originated here, and the streets of this country are the only place you will find a working jeepney. The only other place you might even see one is in a transportation museum in London or New York City. But this king of the road could be going away forever. That's the hot topic of the day around here. Hardly a day goes by lately that the evening news doesn't carry some story about the Public Utility Vehicle Modernization Program, otherwise known as the Jeepney Phase-Out. Really, it's nothing new. The program was proposed back in 2015 by former President Rodrigo Duterte and launched in 2017. But few things move very fast in this tropical country, and this hasn't either. The program's aim is to make public transportation, quote, more dignified, humane, and on par with global standards, end quote. It emphasizes the reliability, safety, accessibility, environmental soundness, and comfort of a PUV. Brand new and environmentally friendly units are being promoted and given priority in the access to public roads. To be fair, the classic Jeepney is a loud, crowded, smoke-belching monster. The new ones are a bit more like a city bus. Kind of boring if you ask me. The Department of Transportation has also specified an age limit for each PUV type, which is also one of the main causes of the phase-out. The age limit for Jeeps and buses is 15 years. But obviously, some of these Jeepneys are already really, really old. While old vehicles may be refurbished or rebuilt, they must pass a type approval system test and meet emission standards. And that's where the existing operators are up in arms, fearful that the government is robbing them of their livelihoods. In reaction, owners and operators of the classic Jeepneys have been staging protests and transportation strikes. For now, the deadline for the phase-out has been extended to January 31, 2024. We'll see what happens. What are your thoughts on the classic Jeepney, this whole Jeepney phase-out plan, and any experiences you have had with public transportation in the Philippines? Just put them down there in the comments section and let's get a conversation started. Class is dismissed.